Hello everyone and welcome to this session. This is Ashima Shukla, your current affairs and banking awareness faculty on Entri platform. And in this video we are going to talk about all the major news events that have taken place in the past days. The discussion is going to involve all the important news events and we are going to talk about them in a bit of detail so that you get a bit orientation towards the idea of news events. Also at the end of the session we'll be talking about a few questions for your practice, and for those who want to practice more questions, for them we have Entri app where you get free live quiz. Starting on the discussion with the news events, first is the Ministry of Jal Shakti, which has launched the Sujalam 2.0 campaign for grey water management on the occasion of World Water Day 2022. It was launched by Union Minister of Jal Shakti, Shri Gajendra Singh Shekhawat ji. The theme for this year of Sujalam 2.0 campaign is groundwater making the invisible visible. Now, when we talk about this Sujalam scheme, the objective of Sujalam is to manage the grey water using the participation of people. So, under this campaign, mobilization of communities, institutions like panchayat, schools, anganwadis also takes place. Right now, for here a word is coming up which is grey water. What does that mean? Grey water is the domestic wastewater which is generated in households or in offices without any fecal contamination. Right? So all the wastewater except the toilet water is the grey water. Now, Nagaland has become the first state assembly in the country to implement National E-Vidhan application program to completely become paperless. Nagaland Assembly Secretariat attached a tablet or an e-book on each table in 60 members assembly amid the ongoing budget discussion which had happened there. Now, Nehra or National E-Vidhan application is a workflow system deployed on NIC Cloud Meghraj, which helps the chair of the house to conduct the proceedings smoothly, conduct the legislative business in a paperless format. Expenses for implementing Nehra is funded by the center and the state government. Center gives 90% of the share, 10% is by the state government. Kerala is all set to become the first in the country to introduce carbon neutral farming for a better soil health. So state government has set aside 6 crore rupees in 2022-23 budget for the same. In the first phase, the implementation is going to be in 13 farms under the agricultural department and tribal areas, and steps are being taken to convert the state seed farm at Aluva a carbon neutral farm. Second phase will be in all the 140 constituencies. Narasingapeti Nagaswaram, which is a classical wind musical instrument traditionally made by artisans in Tamil Nadu, has received a geographical indication tag recently. And now it is handmade in Tanjavur and it is made of wood. Kotak Mahindra Bank and Axis Bank have acquired 7.84% stake in Open Network for Digital Commerce. Before this, SBI at 7.84% and PNB at 9.5% have acquired a stake in ONDC. ONDC was incorporated in India in December 30, 2021 for creating open public digital infrastructure to develop and transform the Indian digital commerce ecosystem for both goods as well as services. Pushkar Singh Dhami ji of BJP took oath as the Chief Minister of Uttarakhand for second term on 23rd of March 2022. Book with the title Unfilled Barrels, India's Oil Story has been written by Richa Mishra ji, which will be released on 28th of March. Richa Mishra ji is a journalist in the Hindu business line. Australian female tennis player Ashley Barty has announced retirement from tennis at the age of 25 years recently. Nepal has adopted India's UPI Unified Payment Interface for all the digital transactions recently. Ministry of State for Petroleum and Natural Gas set up 2 institutions Rajiv Gandhi Institute of Petroleum Technology and Indian Institute of Petroleum and Energy Visakhapatnam to create a pool of experts in the oil and gas field. As per India Energy Outlook 2021 published by International Energy Agency, India has been ranked as the third largest primary energy consumer of the world. AAI and Navratna Defense PSU Bharat Electronics Limited entered into an agreement for development of indigenous systems for air traffic management and surface movement of aircrafts at the airports. Dubai 2022 Para Athletics Grand Prix was held, 13th FASA International Para Athletics Championship, in which sprinter Pranav Desai ji won gold in 200 meter. Dharamveer won silver in men's club throw event. This has made him the first Asian to make this record in the category. Someshwar Rao Ramduri ji has won gold in long jump. Mohit won gold in javelin throw. Jayanti Behera secured silver in 200 meters and Ishwari Nishad was second in 400 meter race. Defense Minister Rajnath Singh inaugurated the BRO tourism portal in New Delhi. Harish Chandra Mishra ji has been appointed as a Lokayukta of Delhi recently. RBI Governor Shaktikant Das ji inaugurated the Reserve Bank Innovation Hub in Bengaluru, set up with an initial capital contribution of 100 crore rupees to encourage and nurture the financial innovation and promote and innovate that in India towards financial inclusion. The chairperson of this board is going to be Senapati Gopalakrishnan. Senapati Gopalakrishnan is going to be the chairperson. Poshan Abhiyan, launched by Prime Minister Modi ji in 2018, has reached a long way in ensuring wider people's participation. The nodal ministry for this is Ministry of Women and Child Development. They have completed recently the 4th edition of Poshan Pakwada was held when this identification had happened. Dr. Jitendra Singh ji launched the data-driven research to eradicate tuberculosis, Dare to Erad TB by the Department of Technology, Ministry of Science and Technology on the occasion of World TB Day. The aim was to realize the dream of making a TB Mukt Bharat by the year 2025. A new MOU and LOI, that is Memorandum of Understanding and Letter of Intent, have been signed to foster science and technology-led innovations through Indo-German research and development networking, including the Industrial Research Partnership in the PPP mode. Indo-German Science and Technology Center and Tata Steel. They have entered into an agreement to facilitate the research, whereas Indo-German Science Technology Center has signed letter of intent with BASF for the foster science technology. Now, India's first ever SAI National Center for Excellence for Mountain Terrain Biking and Bicycle Motocross is being set up in Shimla as of now. Now, when we are talking about this news event, that is the India-Oman, over here it is going to be India-Oman Program of Cooperation to harness resources in the field of science and technology for the period 2022 to 2025. India has achieved $400 billion in merchandise export for financial year 21-22, which is the first time in its history. Curbs on export of hydrofluorocarbons by government to boost manufacturing of the components and sub-assemblies of ACs and LED lights. Chakao Pukral has been reappointed as the MD and CEO of Tata Coffee for the coming 3 years. India's first mobile Biosafety 3 lab, manufactured by ICMR Delhi, is a mobile lab capable of testing viral infections. Book My Show is the exclusive ticketing partner for IPL 2022. Adani Power has signed MOU with IHI Corporation and Kowa Company to study ammonia co-firing for environmentally sustainable fire generation. Aims to use green hydrogen derived ammonia as a fuel in the existing thermal plants. All India Nationwide Pension Adalat was inaugurated by K. Rajaramanji. It was organized by the Controller General of Communication Accounts to resolve pensioners' grievance, giving vision to the Narendra Modi ji's vision of minimum government, maximum governance. Now they are going to solve the grievances of pensioners within 30 days. Under the aegis of Department of Drinking Water and Sanitation, Ministry of Jal Shakti, launched by Shri Gajendra Singh Shekhawat ji with the theme Groundwater Making the Invisible Visible, is Sujalam 2.0 campaign for grey water management, which we have discussed already. Now, those were the news events. Now, talking about a few questions that can be asked from the news events that we have just discussed. The first is, which country has adopted UPI for digital transactions recently? So, this decision has been taken by Nepal. RBIH or RBI Innovation Hub has partnered with which bank for the Swanari Tech Sprint program? For the Tech Sprint program, the agreement has been signed with the Federal Bank. Research on tuberculosis Dare to Erad TB has been launched by which of the following department? Now this has been launched by Ministry of Science and Technology for the objective of making TB Mukt Bharat by 2025. IGSTU has signed an MOU with which company for research on globally relevant technologies? That has happened with Tata Steel. Recently, India signed a POC with which country in the field of science and technology? Now, POC or Program of Cooperation has been signed by India with Oman for the time period of 2022 to 2025, which is going to cover knowledge in field of medicinal plants, real-time air quality monitoring, biofuel, biodiesel research, etc. India's first ever SAI National Centre of Excellence for Mountain Terrain Biking and Bicycle Motocross is being set up in which of the following city? This is being set up in the city of Shimla. Which company has backed the exclusive ticketing rights for IPL 2022? That is going to be Book My Show. Ashley Barty, who recently announced retirement, is associated with which of the following sport? Ashley Barty is a tennis player who has announced her retirement recently. Sujalam 2.0 campaign was launched for better management of what? That is grey water, the waste water in households and offices except the toilet water, that is the basin water, the kitchen water, that is all the grey water. Now with this we'll be winding up this segment of the day, and I hope this session has been helpful. We'll see you in the next video. Till then, have a great day ahead.